I have clients consistently get approved for up to 100K with Bank of America. And today, I'm going to show y'all how we do it. I'm going to show you all of the relevant data points to get approved for the business credit cards, for the business lines of credit that is sometimes no doc. And I'm going to show you the other loan products and which business checking accounts, basically all the information that you need to know in order to get approved for business funding with Bank of America. And this is coming from someone that has done it. We've approved over $1 million from Bank of America loans. So let me show you how we get down. Let's get it. So let's get down. But before you do that, wait, make sure that you like, comment where you're at, and also subscribe for more funding videos because I'm going to keep them coming your way, okay? I'm going to keep them coming your way. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, Bank of America. Now, Bank of America, they have trillions of dollars in assets, over $4 trillion in assets, and they currently are operating in the following states here. I have them on the screen, but the thing is that you can get an approval from Bank of America even if that bank is not in, or they don't have a location in your state. So this is not regionally locked. For example, there's no bank in California. I'm not in California right now. There's no bank in Alabama, but you still can get an approval from Alabama or any of the other states that are not listed here. 100% confirmed. I can tell you that with confidence, okay? So don't worry about not having the bank, but that does play a role in other factors, like if you need to go into your bank frequently to deposit or you need to talk to someone physically inside of a branch, then obviously you wouldn't be able to do that if they don't have a branch here. But as far as applying for the products, you absolutely can do that. So I have a lot of data points here that I have to get over. So make sure you stay all the way into the end because that's really when I'm going to get into the meat of it. And I'm only going to go over the things that are relevant for you getting an approval. There is a lot of information that I could go over here that I have on this document, but just know I'm going to actually speak about the things that you need to pay attention to. Now, look, personal credit requirements. Bank of America is a lot more conservative than other banks. Matter of fact, I'm one of the only people I know that consistently get approvals from Bank of America, especially from clients that didn't go in already with like a 5-10 year relationship or something like that. We consistently get them. And it's because I know how to start the relationship. I know how to get approvals from them. And I know what they're looking for. And one thing they are looking for is a strong personal profile. So if you're someone that, you know, you got like a 701, 710 credit score, it may be better to wait until you get to like the 750 plus credit score because there's a chance that you'll get a denial when it comes to Bank of America. They're a little bit more on the sensitive side when it comes to inquiries too. So I would keep that less than 3 if possible. And they normally pull from TransUnion, but I have seen Equifax too. I've never seen Experian, but hey, it's possible. These things do tend to change. And if you're watching this in 2025, it could change in 2026 and beyond. So just keep that in mind. And I would say utilization. I haven't seen anything too crazy with utilization. Credit history, I would want at least 1 year. Now, business requirements, this can be your first business credit card. You do not have to have 30 net 30 accounts. You don't have to have these tier one, tier two, and all that before actually securing your first business funding approval with Bank of America, just to keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to starting a relationship with Bank of America, or do you need to start, is it a requirement? Do you need to start a relationship to get business funding approvals? Yes. Not literally. Can you apply online without a relationship? Yes. Should you? No. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay? Just don't do it. I'm telling you, like you can, but I see the denial rate just like increase dramatically when you do not at least have a business checking account. And let me hit you with another thing. I wouldn't even apply right away. If you apply in a branch, let me tell you something about bankers, guys. Bankers, they have a certain incentive to get you to apply for things. Not only do they have an incentive to get you to apply for things a lot faster than you would do it if you were doing this thing strategically, they also don't know, at least not, I ain't speaking for everybody, but a lot of them, they don't watch videos like this. They don't know the information that we're going over right now. So they're not trying to like put you in a bad position, but even though they work in the bank and they see like the certain clients come in and things, they don't oftentimes make the connection between the people that get the higher approvals and the people that get the lower approvals and why this even happens in the first place. Like a lot of people, you may have a perfect credit score. That doesn't mean that you can run a credit repair company and get people up to a perfect credit score. Just because you know you're in that situation doesn't mean that you know why it happened. And that's the same thing with a banker. They work in these banks, but they don't know a lot of this information. I promise you that. So they're going to suggest that you apply for a business credit card right away. But I would implore you not to do that because I'm telling you, you're going to see a higher rate of getting a denial, even if you have a great personal credit score. Now, you see, I'm talking about a new relationship. I was about to say if you already have a relationship, well, maybe if if you have a personal credit card or something like that, that will help. But if you are going raw, all right, why do I find this type of reference every time, like relationship raw? Anyways, if you're going in without a relationship with Bank of America, no personal checking account, no personal credit card, no business checking account, no business credit card, obviously, I would highly suggest that you open the business checking account first. And this is where all of the information that you need to know is really about to go down right here. You really need to know this, okay? business checking accounts. The recommended is the Business Advantage Fundamentals Banking Business Checking Account. A mouthful. You're going to see this business checking account. One important thing that you need to know is that the minimum to open is $100, but the minimum amount to hold in this business checking account to avoid fees is $5K. Yes, $5,000. If you do not have at least $5,000 in this business checking account, you will get charged $16 every month. You may be thinking, who cares? Like, that doesn't really matter. No, it matters. If you're under this amount, it's really hard for them to even give you funding because you don't even meet the minimum requirements that they have. So why would they give you 5, 10, 30K plus like a lot of our clients get? So do with that information as you will. You can apply and get approved. It's possible. So you can apply without the 5K because you don't even have to have a business checking account to apply and get approved. However, I'm telling you, I would definitely avoid doing that. And what I'm getting at is I would have at least 5K in here. Now, so it's not just about the fee because you can avoid it another way by making a certain amount of transactions with your debit card, but it's the amount that you have in there. Just telling you, I would suggest it, but hey, that's up to you how you want to do it. Now, you do have the advanced business checking accounts like the Business Advantage Relationship Banking, but it's going to be even more. You have to have 15K in that account, so on and so forth. So I wouldn't suggest that. Okay, now that we've talked about business checking accounts, we've talked about your personal credit score that you need and how to set that up. Let's talk about the business credit cards. Now, business credit cards, they have several options when it comes to 0% business credit cards. I normally like to just give the business credit cards at Bank of America the color, like the color of the card, because look how long the name is. Business Advantage Unlimited Cash Rewards MasterCard. You saying all that every time you talk about this card? Not me. So I just say the gray card, the red, the blue, or now this one is new. The white, I guess that one's great too. You got the blue, and you got, I believe you got a red one too. But yeah, the red one. So they currently have 4 business credit cards that offer a 0% intro period for 9 months. All of them are 9 months. Normally we like to see 12 months, obviously, but 9 months is not bad at all. It's just a quarter less. So you're going to want to take that, right? Now, the other thing is they do have, well, with all the cards, they do have these bonus rewards points, but it's not the best. Just make sure that you get the statement credit at least. Other than that, it's not really too much of a big deal. But what do I want to tell you about the business credit cards here? What is the actual relevant information? Oh, and by the way, the new card is 7 months of 0% interest and not 9. Number one, let me get this out the way, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how to get approved for the cards. Real quick, they do have a secured option too as well. This is great when it comes to applying for, so say you just want to build up your business credit more, you're not ready to apply for business funding yet, this is great. So most banks don't have a secured business credit card option at all. So this is a great option. But if you're looking to go straight into it, obviously you wouldn't want to take it. And sometimes they will offer this secured option if you don't get approved for the standard unsecured business credit card. Now, as far as these business credit cards, that 0%, 9 months, the other 3 options here. Look, you can double dip. All right, you can double dip and even triple dip. It depends with one inquiry. However, every time we've done it, we've been working with a business relationship manager. So we've never done it online, just online and done this. So maybe if you do it online, you'll get multiple inquiries. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know that you can go for multiple of these cards. But does that mean you should? It depends. If you prioritizing limits and not the 0%, then go for all of them at once. But if you're prioritizing, hey, I want some now, maybe I can get some later after I built a relationship, then you may or may not want to go for all of them at once. But this is a bank that will allow you to go for multiple business credit cards all at once. So we've done this successfully several times, okay? And it's amazing, right? And when it comes to limit expectations for this, you can expect anywhere on the low end. I've seen as low as 5 and 8, but these individual cards I've seen go up to 40K just on one card, where the medium being between 8 to 20K on the approval, a lot of times 16. In the other approvals, if you apply for multiple cards, they probably won't be as high as the first, or they may be. It really depends. So that's what I have for you there. Hopefully you caught that sauce. I'm going to put this towards like the middle, so only the people that's actually watching and pay attention will get it. Now, the business lines of credit. So the business lines of credit, they go up to 100K. And let's look at some of the requirements that they give you. What I like about Bank of America as far as on their website, they're kind of clear on their expectations here, where a lot of other banks are they just don't tell you as much as Bank of America does. So let's take a look here. Minimum qualifications: personal credit score over 700, 2 years in business, and at least 100K in revenue. with the interest rate as low as 8.75, which is pretty good. But of course, you have to qualify for that low amount. Your rate could be higher if you get an approval. But the minimum amount is 10K. So if you're at 100K minimum in revenue, you do technically qualify for this, because typically you'll see banks give out 10% of your gross, up to 10% of your gross annual revenue. So if you're doing 100K in business, then you then can get probably up to 10K on a business line of credit. So one thing that sticks out to me here is at least 2 years in business under existing ownership. Do you know what that means? It means that you cannot buy an H Corp and skip the line and get approved for this faster. Even if you just started business, you cannot do so, because it says under existing ownership. That means it has to be you or whoever is applying for this business line of credit that has owned the business for 2 years. Not you bought a business and now you own it and the business existed for more than 2 years. How long have you owned it? This is how banks have been getting around H Corps. And like I tell you guys, there are still some banks that it works on. I'm not saying it does not. I'm just saying it doesn't work for every bank. It's not going to be you just buy this and then you're just going to get $1 million in funding by tomorrow just because you bought a 10-year-old corp. That's not how it works. I'm the guy that's going to tell you things aren't as easy as they appear, because they're not. The people that are trying to get views on YouTube, remember, I'm not a YouTuber. The guys are trying to get views on YouTube. They're just trying to tell you the stuff that's getting the most clicks. But since me, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not here for like clicks and all that stuff. I tell you to like the video and all that and share it, because like I want more people to see it. And who wants to make a video and gets no views? But I'm not here only for views. I actually run a business outside of YouTube and have for 7 years. Anyways, that was a long rant. Long rant. I have to do that because every video I say something about a foreign entity, Age Corp or something like that. Every time I get a comment or somebody saying something, especially somebody gets smart with me, oh, you could do that. Oh, I applied for Key Bank and I ain't in those. Yeah, right. The reason that I'm going to reply to you that way is because I know you're lying. I'm actually in the field. I'm actually doing this. So I know you're lying. Until you provide proof, I don't really care what you say in the comments. Like, it don't really matter to me. Anyways, so this business line of credit it can be no docs. Okay, that's the other part I want to get to. But you're going to have a relationship with Bank of America. Back in the day, I did try to get access to this for a client. They denied him, and this was a while back, like many years ago. But they told him it was because he didn't have a relationship. And then from then on, every time we've applied, we've actually made sure they had a relationship. And when I say relationship, at least 3 to 6 months. Longer is going to be a lot better, and you do need to have activity in your business checking account. So it's possible to apply and get approved for this with no docs, but you're going to have a relationship. This is not going to be a line of credit that you get just no docs, just no matter who you are. It just does not work like that, but it's possible, okay? And they do have a secured business line of credit that starts at 25K. So for this one, you can put down cash or some other type of asset to be able to fund this line of credit, and you can get access to it. That it even goes higher than the unsecured line of credit. So this one goes up to 250K. But again, that's because you're putting a lien on one of your business's assets. So just keep that in mind. But this is a great option for you guys out there that wants a higher line than 100K, and you have the assets that you can put on the line for it. Now, the same rules for the business line of credit will apply for the business loans here. They do have a really good business loan product. The only thing is they do have an origination fee of $150. But outside of that, it's not really a big deal. And they do have more lenient requirements where you see minimum qualifications. When you see, let me give you a secret here. If you're looking at qualifications for a bank and you don't see like 2 years tax returns mentioned, 1 year's tax returns mentioned, what it's basically telling you is, at least sometimes, not every single time, nothing like that, right? But what it could be telling you here is that that's not the base requirement. So if that was a base requirement for every client, no matter what, minimum qualifications, more than likely it would be listed here, but you don't see that here. So yes, this is a loan that you can get access to for no docs too as well, given that you have a relationship with Bank of America. That can be created. I'm not saying like right now today, you could create it and start it and get approved for this loan. So just keep that in mind. They also have secure business loans as well. I know most of you guys are here for the credit side, so I don't spend as much time on the business loan side, but just know that it is here too as well, and it goes higher. This goes up to 250K. They have equipment and financing loans, and then they have the infamous business auto loans. Look, I'm not a business auto loan guy. I don't know all the information about it like someone else may have all the info on it, because that's not what I tend to focus on. However, it's here. Everyone pretty much that knows about auto loans knows about Bank of America and how lenient they are. You can get multiple business auto loans with them. Goes up to 100K, and I will tell you this, like the requirements have gotten stricter than it used to be. I do know that, where now they're asking for 2 years in business, where they didn't ask for that before. But the rates are still really good. Starting out at 5.79 is good right now in the current economy, and the loan could go up to 100K, and you still can get multiple of these loans, and the term is up to 72 months. So, still a great option. Again, I'm just not the business auto loan guy. I think that my perspective on business loans is that a lot of people that get business auto loans, unless you're buying like a Sprinter like this for your business or something that makes sense, your box truck or something like that you're actually using for your business, I'm not a big believer in just getting a car that you pretty much are going to use um, for personal uses on the business side, because now you're increasing your expenses on the business side, which may or may not be a good thing. It depends on your profitability rate. Like if your profitability is either you don't have profit yet or your margin isn't that high, you're at like 10%. Now you get hit with another expense, it's just going to drop your profitability lower. A lot of guys don't talk about this, or a lot of people out there don't talk about this for whatever reason. Now, for tax purposes, that's completely different. Business auto loan is great if you need, obviously, to write some stuff off. If you got some money you don't want to give Uncle Sam at the end of the year, or what have you, it's obviously a great choice, and you would talk to an accountant about that first. But just in general, you plan on using a business. I mean, you plan on using this for personal, then you put it on your business side. I mean, just think about it again. It's not always the best move. It's just not. Okay, they have commercial real estate loans, and they do have the SBA options too as well. Now, we've gotten down to it. How would I go about this? How would I go about actually applying and approved for business funding with Bank of America? So I gave you a lot of the sauce within the video because I want the people to actually watch these things all the way through to get the most value. So I'm not going to sum up everything that I told you here, but I will say this: personal credit score needs to be on point. They are not a like easy approval. This is not the bank I would go to first or anything either, because again, they're just a little bit harder. You want to sequence this thing right. We use a business relationship manager because we want to be able to apply and get the clients approved for funding no matter where they are. Speaking of, if you got to this point and you are looking for up to 250K in business funding and you want to do it the right way without all the crazy mistakes that you're probably going to make, you will make if you do it by yourself, make sure that you book a call with us using the link in the description below. However, you can apply with business funding with Bank of America either online or in the branch. The thing about online, I've seen online be very messy. Like I've seen clients with 800 credit scores get denied for no reason when they did it online. And even clients, when we use a relationship manager, sometimes they get denied. We send it to the relationship manager and then they get an approval. We actually had a client testify and say that specifically. And I'm going to add that clip in here just so you know I'm not making it up.
I was denied for I was denied for a card, and then you went back and said, "Hey, let me speak to Edith, the relationship manager at Bank of America," and she was able to speak to the underwriter and get it approved. I mean, for 16K. I mean, come on, man, it doesn't get much better than that. I got from zero to 16K, just like that.
But either way, so this happens with Bank of America. That's why I do not like just a pure online application. So you have to be very careful with that. They're not the best because they're just going straight off the algorithm. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. That's why I like using banking business relationship managers. But if I was going to apply online, really, I wouldn't apply online. I would go to a branch. But if you didn't have that option because you're applying in one of the states that don't have a branch physically, like here in Alabama, then I would make sure everything was in order. I would build a relationship with them first. I would deposit at least 5K, probably even more. I would wait a certain amount of time and then I would apply. That's what I would do. But hey, it really depends. Everybody's unique profile and everything will vary on their strategy when it comes to applying for funding with this bank. But you got to be careful. I'm just telling you. So I would start out with the business credit cards. I would keep my business checking account open for another option, continue to grow with them, and then I will apply for the line of credit or the loan depending on your needs for your business. But this is how you get business funding with Bank of America. And again, if you need help, you want someone to walk with you through this entire process. You're tired of going at it alone. You want to make sure you're getting the highest limits possible. You're not putting the wrong thing on your applications. You want an actual connection with a business relationship manager because we have multiple with Bank of America. Then go ahead and get with me like hundreds of other clients have. All you have to do is hit the link below in the description box. Hit that link, schedule a call. We'll talk about exactly how to get business funding with Bank of America and other banks too as well. So you could get access to up to 250K in business funding to either start, grow, or scale your company. That's it for this one. If you like this video, I'm sure you'll like the video on the screen too as well.